one day we were just driving to dinner, and the next day I was starting what will end up being 27 months of chemotherapy. So I was 3.5 and getting ready to go into preschool, and I needed to get just like a regular checkup to get into preschool. So I went to the doctor, had blood work done. I remember we were driving, and I still remember like the sound of the click of the car phone in between my parents and the center console, and something was abnormal in my blood work, and we immediately turned around and went to the hospital. And by the next morning, I had been diagnosed with leukemia. I was 3.5 years old, and everything sort of shifted. I grew up having spinal taps and a lot of needles, and my life was sort of dictated by how my blood counts were. And so some days we would get to do things like going outside, and some days we wouldn't, and that was our normal. I have a picture of me in my recital costume with a bandage around my wrist because the chemotherapy seeped out onto my skin and burned my skin. But I had a recital, so I just danced with the bandage on. I was in my tutu and my chemo burn bandage, and that was our normal. So growing up, my family and I were really involved in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and anything we could do to raise money or support the organization. Being an advocate and dedicated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is really important to me because I'm seeing the direct impact that our research, advocacy, and services have on families who are going through treatment right now. I know I wouldn't be sitting here running in this campaign if it wasn't for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. To think about what my life is now is, it's crazy. I co-own the Lisa Ekus group, our culinary agency, with my mom. I get to try so many delicious, amazing dishes, meet new people, and totally geek out about food because it's a huge part of my life, both professionally and personally. I produced an improv show, the Happier Family Comedy Show, where we do improv with and for kids and their families, and it's just amazing to see them play and get so excited and just laugh so much for an hour together is awesome. My life now is just full of the things that I think life's full of, and I really want people to know that it's possible, and I owe so much of that to LLS. One of the reasons I feel compelled to be involved with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is to be an example to families who are maybe unable to think past that next transportation to treatment, or maybe they can't think past watching their kid go through chemo. I feel honored and an obligation to be an example to families to show that there is life after cancer. The Man and Woman of the Year campaign in some ways feels like just another campaign that I'm running in for advocacy and awareness and raising money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. If I really stop to think about it, I have one chance to be Woman of the Year, and in many ways it feels like my whole life has been leading up to this. I have 10 weeks from March 9th to May 18th to be named Woman of the Year. And it would be a tremendous honor to make it.